Charlie Emily's murder is one of the most talked about events in the FNaF franchise, mostly because of the debate about who dies first, the bite victim or Charlie. But that's not what I'm talking about today. What I want to talk about is actually when Charlie dies, like the year. Most people agree that Charlie was William Afton's first murder, but is that true? That's what I want to talk about today. Basically, what year did Charlie die? 1983 or 1985? Before the MCI or after? And also, I know that technically Charlie can die in 1985 and before the MCI, but for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to be treating Charlie 85 as Charlie dying after the MCI. So 1983 means before, 1985 means after. First, let's talk about Charlie's death itself. We see this event twice. Once in FNaF 2 and an updated, more accurate version in FNaF 6. With these, we can figure out what's going on pretty easily. Late one night at a Fazbear location, Charlie Emily was locked outside by some kids. The security puppet, a machine designed to protect Charlie, was trapped under some boxes. Eventually, William drove up and killed Charlie, dragging her body into the alley. Conveniently, the security puppet managed to escape the box and went outside, flying, I guess. Then it found Charlie after William already drove away, and because of the rain, it malfunctions and lays down next to Charlie, and then Charlie possesses the puppet. Now that we're caught up to speed on the events of her death, let's talk about when she dies. Let's start with 1983 because it's the most popular theory. There's a lot of evidence for this, so let's get into it. First of all, there's of course the novels where Charlie dies in 1983 and is William's first victim. But to be fair, the novels are a different continuity with lots of differences. That's okay though, because there's plenty of evidence in the games. In Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, Henry says this:
"It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this."
This implies that William killed Charlie first, because Henry said it was a wound first inflicted on him, you know. In Help Wanted 2, you can unlock the puppet memory by typing in 1983 on the keypad in the sister location office. Another piece of evidence is that when FNaF 2 came out, Scott said MatPat got almost everything right, and then later clarified one of the things he got wrong was Purple Guy being Phone Guy. In this video, Matt says that the kid who possesses the puppet was the first victim. More evidence is Give Gifts, Give Life, where the puppet is already possessed while the others are not. The main evidence for Charlie 85 comes from Help Wanted 2. In the Princess Quest 4 minigame, the order you have to do to unlock the secret Bonnie mask has Charlie as the last one you light up, with Chica being the first. This fits with Withered Chica's line in UCN.
I was the first. I have seen everything.
More evidence comes from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, where during Charlie's death, posters can be seen which look like wanted posters. This person may be William. There's also Into the Pit, which has 6 victims in the MCI, the 6 of which may be Charlie. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is totally Andrew. Fesher's in the game, Fesher's possessed by Andrew. There's a secret code in the game which spells out always watching, which is a phrase heavily connected with the vengeful spirit from UCN, who Andrew is in the Fazbear Fright book. This game is based off of Fazbear's Fright. So yeah, 6 bodies, definitely Andrew. So with all the evidence for both theories out of the way, let's talk about some problems with each of them. Charlie 83's big problem is the Princess Quest 4 graves, which seem to be the order the kids died in. Although that's not confirmed, there are alternate explanations for the graves. For example, they could be the order in which the spirits were freed. And if you look at the puppet's mask during Happiest Day, Charlie's mask falls the slowest and hits the floor last. And in the Stitch Ray Stingers, Charlie seems to be the last one to move on, sticking around until William dies. Charlie 85 has more problems. Henry's line. Now, I have heard some possible explanations for this. One of which is that Henry's talking about Sammy, and that William killed Sammy first in the games for some reason. I think this is unlikely because Henry never mentions Sammy, like, directly again, and William never killed Sammy in the novels. Another explanation is that Henry is referring to the MCI, and William did the MCI to ruin Freddy's brand to hurt Henry, I think. Even though that's his company too, and he reuses the characters in personal projects, I don't think that one really works. Another huge problem is the way you get the puppet plush in Help Wanted 2. Now look, 1983 is a reference to Sister Location, I know that, but the character specifically is the puppet, and I'm pretty sure that's on purpose. The MCI dies in 1985, but if the code didn't really matter, they could have had any other character be the plushie you get for this code, or find some other way to get the plush. But they didn't. They specifically chose the puppet, and I believe that was intentional to show Charlie died in 1983. Another huge problem with Charlie 85 is of course Give Gifts His Life. Charlie is already possessing the puppet, but none of the other ones are possessed. Although I have seen some people say that they just weren't possessed until Charlie did whatever she did in Give Gifts His Life. So she was possessed first but died last. That's possible, I guess. I don't really have anything, you know, that's valid. So, as you can probably tell, I do believe Charlie 83. I think the evidence for it is much stronger. Henry's line makes more sense, and overall, it makes more sense with what we know about William's character from the novels, where he only did the MCI to recreate what happened with Charlie. Obviously, the motive in the game has to be different because of the bite victim and stuff, but yeah. Also, in the movies, William killed someone before the MCI, Garrett. Also, something else worth pointing out is that in the novels, Charlie didn't originally die in 1983. She died in 1982. Now, why would Scott retcon this for absolutely no reason unless it carried over to the games as well, and that is also when Charlie died in the games. Not 1982, not 1985, but 1983. He changed it in the novels to line up better with the games, which would be odd because the novels are their own separate continuity. If he wanted to show Charlie died in 1983 for sure, he would retcon it in the novels just to show it happened, right? I think that's probably one of the best pieces of evidence here, not only Charlie dying in 1983, but probably also bite victim first, because think about it, if Charlie died in 1982, she could die before the bite victim just fine, but if she doesn't, then, but for some reason Scott felt the need to retcon it to 1983, which would really only make sense if the bite victim died first. So I guess we're doing a whole death timeline in this video, but yeah, I do believe Charlie died in 1983. Honestly guys, I would be more surprised if Charlie died after the MCI. It really seems like she dies before. But what do you think? Do you think Charlie dies before or after the MCI? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there, subscribe. Alright, bye.